What's up, guys? So my buddy asked me to do this Virgin Mary piece on him, and I decided to go with. I decided to use my machine that I just bought. It was like $180 or so. It's called the Uni B from AVA, whatever that is. And honestly, it worked pretty good. I liked it a lot. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video, walkthrough video. So I pretty much used dynamic triple black ink and diluted. If you haven't checked out my ink setup yet, make sure to check that video out. The needles that I used are 7 curved mag, 13 curved mag, and a 23 curved mag. I also used a 3 round liner and a 7 round liner. Alright, so here's the stencil pretty much. Alright, here you can tell I've already started. I always start with the face. You can see here I'm going in with the straight black with my 7 curved mag here, just blocking in those shapes. I'm just slowly taking my time here, trying to edge my way in. Right here I'm running my machine at about 7.5, 7.5, and I got my stroke to about 3.8. Remember to always be checking back into your reference and don't just blindly follow the stencil here. Always check back with your reference back and forth to make sure you're making the right moves, you know. So I got this machine for $180 on the Black Friday sale. Honestly, for the price, it worked out really good. The only thing I have complained about is the battery life. I'm sure I could replace it though easily and use a different battery that lasts a little longer. Alright, so right here I'm still using the 7 curved mag, going in with the straight black, kind of brushing my mag up and down. I have the mag facing vertically and just kind of brushing up and down just to make that texture for the tiny little eyelashes. Just making these tiny little movements going up and down. Whenever I'm working on the face area, I usually always dry wipe, or if I do wet it, it's a very small amount of water. This avoids wiping away any of the stencil. Here I'm using the second darkest tone just to get the foundation for the lips here. Here I'm using the 4th darkest tone just to etch in that little indentation in between the nose and the mouth. You really want to pay attention to your reference here. Don't go in too much, otherwise you'll end up making it look like she has a mustache. Alright, right here I'm going in with the 23 curved mag. It's pretty fat. I'm using the lightest tone, and I'm kind of just using a pendulum motion just to get that soft tone right over the cheek. Here, just taking my time, just building up that tone, going back and forth, going up and down, just kind of really staying tight with my strokes, you know, just moving little by little to the right as I'm making those strokes. You'll see here a wipe and it looked like I didn't really put anything in there. This is how you really build it up. Just take your time, little by little. Here I am using mid-tone back in with my 23 curved mag here. Just blocking out the shapes and just really building up that contrast, you know, building up that gradient, just slowly back and forth, going up and down. Just taking my time. Every stroke that I make, I'm just moving little by little, either to the left or the right. It's really important to maintain a consistent direction. Otherwise, if you're moving erratically and just kind of just shading however you want, it's really going to come out very patchy. That's the main reason why a lot of people have a hard time trying to build a nice gradient. If your hand is moving in an erratic motion and doesn't really have a consistent direction, you're going to have a very patchy shading. Alright, back in with the 23 again, in the chin area this time. Again, doing the same thing, you know, just kind of building up that gradient, just really building up those tones there. Here I'm using the mid-tone again, just kind of still building it up, you know, little by little. Here I'm going back in with the 23 curve mag and really building up those tones again, just coming off of that mid-tone in the eye area and just pulling that tone out, you know, just really building it up. You really want to be careful here, don't be putting too much, otherwise it'll throw the balance of the contrast and exposure. Here, once I wipe, you can see it, all you can see is a very subtle tone, and you kind of want to just leave it there and build around it before you put too much. Now moving on to the eye area, you really want to be careful here. I'm building it up using a mid-tone. Here's a pretty cool shot from above. Going back in with the chin, finally using my 13 curve mag and really using those mid-tones to the second to the darkest tone, really building those darks. All I'm doing here is just kind of following my reference, you know, and just applying those darks where they need to be, nothing more, you know what I mean? Anything more can offset the gradients and the contrast and all that. And also really make sure to stretch the skin, you know, use your opposite hand to really stretch the skin to really let the needle penetrate and make its impressions. Another cool shot from above. So now I'm somewhat finished with the face. Now I'm going back with my 7 curve mag. Here we start from bottom to top. You can see I've already started blocking out some shapes using full black there. This is a terrible shot, but here I'm using my 23 curve mag just to block out the outer side of the hand there. All I'm doing is cutting these shapes, you know, just pay attention to the reference and make your moves. So the way I work is I usually start with full black, you know, and just build those block out those shapes, you know, and really build from there, you know. Here I'm going in with the 13 curve mag, just going in there with my mid-tone there, just really building that tone and really making it more established, just building that contrast. Again, with the hands, you really want to be careful. Don't put too much. You can easily throw off the whole exposure and the contrast of it just by making the wrong move, you know, and you don't want to do that. I've seen some funky hands out there. Here you can see me going in with my 3 round liner, just being very careful, you know, just building out those, just making those marks and for these fingernails here. I'm using a full black tone and just kind of etching my way in there, you know. Here you can see me shaping the pinky finger there. Here I'm building the tone on the cross of the rosary here, using a liner, just kind of building it up. I'm using that pendulum motion just to give that soft touch, you know. I'm not jamming the needle in there, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of grazing it, just moving it, but deep enough to make an impression. You know, you don't want to be grazing the skin, just scraping it for no reason, you know what I mean? The needle has to penetrate in order to make an impression. Otherwise, you're just sort of beating up the skin for no reason. Here I'm using a 5-round liner just to shape out the rose on the side over here. Again, you don't want to just blindly follow your stencil here. You want to always check back with your reference and make sure you're making the right moves here. Here I'm using a liner to build those tones here, just pretty much using a liner to shade. We call it whip shading or cross hatching even, you know. You can really see me build those tones right there, just going back and forth. I'm sure my friend Mike is tired of me dry wiping by now. You can see I've already got the dark tones in, so I'm building off the dark tones using my mid tones. Just extending the gradient. Making the last few marks on this rose here. Now I'm going back with the 3-round liner, just making these textures. You can see a bit of it had erased throughout the process, especially the area that's close to the hand there. So I really had to eyeball the rest of it, going back to the reference. This is why it's super important to know how to draw. Sometimes a stencil will erase on you, and if it erases on you, you better have that skill in order to fill the gaps. Here I'm going back in with the 23 curve mag, just building that tone, adding a bit more contrast. So for the veil here, you can kind of see I've made quite the progress already. What I did was I just went in with the 5-round liner and kind of etched in those little patterns there, just going back in the reference. I used the mid-tone and up to the dark tone, and then going back in with the 23 curve mag. Here I'm going back in with full black with my 7 curve mag here, just etching those tones in, blocking those shapes out. You can see here, just keeping it simple. Right here I'm going back in with the 7 curve mag, going off of the black tones here. Just using my mid-tone, just turning my mag to the side and vertically, you know, and just going up and down, just creating that illusion of hair and really building off the black tones that gives it the illusion of shiny hair, you know. Some finishing details using white. Whenever I'm packing in white, I make sure to slow my hand down, really let the needle penetrate. Alright guys, this is the final product here. You guys let me know how it looks, you know what I mean? I think it came out pretty decent. It came out pretty good. You guys let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. See you guys later.